Women, please, please, please listen to older women here on TikTok. We are all waking up to the games that men play on us. We're waking up in massive numbers. If you listen to us, the older women here on TikTok, we will tell you the truth about what's really going on so that you're not delusional, so that you don't get taken advantage of like other women. And in case anything does happen, you're not left in a really terrible position or a worse one than you started. You have to realize something, that men are deeply programmed to want access to your body and to have something on their arm. The game of love is a lie that we've been sold. That is just romance. It's just Bectual. It has nothing to do with love. We've misconstrued this with love because we've been told fairy tale lies, Cinderella and Disney movies. But that's not what's really going on, and that's not what men will ever tell you is really going on or what they're truly after. So please don't throw your whole life away for a man who is lying to you. He needs access to your body, and that's all he really wants. They will waste a lot of your time to make sure that they get access to your body, because they really enjoy that activity, and meanwhile they don't. Women really don't. So make sure that they're investing in you, paying your bills, putting cash in your hand, so that way if they leave, you didn't get the raw end of the deal.
Welcome back to the channel. You see the information on the screen, so you know what I'm about. So let's get to it. A lot of you all know, that's been hanging out on the channel for a while, that I'm all about balance, right? And so I'll show some of these more controversial types of TikToks and different things that, I find, because I'm really trying to get you to come back, to the middle, not to be too far to the, left or right or whatever it is, but to come back to the middle. Let's use our common sense and let's, look through some of these things. So let's first look at some of the comments, right? So one guy says straight at the top, someone got their heart broken and all women want from a man is his money, social status, and resources. Checkmate. Another one says, today's woman, young and older, can't face reality of what they've caused in today's dating society and relationships. Just more of the same, no accountability. Here's a lady. She says, this is common knowledge, babe. Don't sleep with a man unless he really cares about you. And the only thing many men care about is their money. So why would you sleep with someone who's not doing anything for you? So here's the whole thing. I see a woman who's hurt. She is basically gotten herself in a situation where she's dating a man and the man just 100% used her. Are all men like this? No, they're not all like this at all. In fact, one of the things that I'm always saying is that when you look at the triad of personalities that I talk about all the time, the heart-based man, which is the man who actually loves the most, does the most, bends over backwards the most, is the very man that many women look beyond. He is the man who struggles the most in the dating market, right? And people call him simps, and all this other kind of stuff because that's all over the internet. But that man loves to give. That man will be there for every, any type of woman that he is trying to date and court and different things like that. But the problem is, it's really about who the woman is attracted to. And if a man is in this situation, it's about the type of woman he's attracted to. It's always interesting because, like I said, I hang out with a lot of different people, because of, the situation I'm in. Like I told you guys with the group, that I work with and different things like that. And sometimes I'm in other groups. And I've always encouraged you all to just sit back and listen, listen to people. And it's never failed that if I sit and listen to someone's story for about 10 to 15 minutes, I can almost always tell where they went wrong. I could tell their personality, okay, how their personality works. And I can also see the type of person that they're attracted to and why it didn't work. And generally speaking, for most of the women, that I find in this situation, they almost always are dating men that have something that they're just extremely attracted to. And they are just really going down that path blindly and not recognizing the signs. And it's the same thing for men. They're going down this path blindly and not recognizing the signs. And there's signs everywhere. If a person doesn't want to do for you, like heart type people, men and women, naturally give. That's what they do. They naturally give. And one of the things that I've said over and over again is that there are givers and there are takers. All right. And you do have people in the middle. But when you get two takers together, they cannot sustain a relationship. Why? Because they both take. A taker needs a giver. If a taker doesn't get a giver, it's impossible for a taker to be in a relationship. Technically, two givers can be in a relationship. But the problem is when they're in a relationship, they're actually competing with who's going to give first or who's going to give second, blah, blah, blah. Because both sides are trying to give at all times, right? And a lot of givers have to learn how to be takers sometimes, right? Now, the issue is when you're dealing with heart types, most heart types are givers. They love to give. Giving is their thing, all right? And like I've told you guys before, I'm partially heart type, so I understand very much so. And women can understand because if they think back to middle school or even early high school, they probably remember guys that would come into school giving girls Valentine's gifts or flowers or balloons or whatever it was. And the woman or the girl that the guy was giving this stuff to, the girl didn't know him. She knew him, but she wasn't interested in him. Right. And so you might have heard, girls going around high school like, look at what he gave me. Oh, my gosh, he gave me and I don't even go with him. Or they might have been laughing behind his back because he was giving these things and he wasn't getting any, reciprocity. Right. So those are those men. Like I said, they've been around you your whole life. And like I said, there are women that do the same thing. But women back in high school, they didn't give in that way. They might have given their homework to you, their homework notes. Or they might have always let you borrow paper or something like that. Because, again, they were giving. They were always giving, right? And see, it's important for people to get this. Because when you're dealing with those heart types, that is what everybody's missing. And then they get upset about it when they get to the other side. Now, thinking types and instinct types can be taught to give. But it's not in their nature. That's not the normal thing that they do, but they can be taught to do it. And if they had really great parents, their parents taught them to do it. Taught them to pay attention, to the other person and to give to that person, to be a giving person. Because your parents are really trying to teach you to be an average, rounded type of person so that you can get along with so many people, right? If they did their job, that's really what they were supposed to do. Okay, but some, parents are vindictive and evil and all these other types of terms, that we use. So let's move on. However, in her particular case, what she dealt with was a man that probably told her in the beginning that he wasn't that interested. And then she just kind of went down that path with hope. Or maybe he didn't tell her, but the signs were all there. And I really don't want to demonize her like that, because I really want us to learn and grow. But what I would encourage, women and men, and I'm always saying and men, and I don't think the people really get it. I don't even think the women that follow me quite get it, because they assume that these things don't happen to men, but they do. Almost everything that happens to women happens to men and vice versa. Okay. Once you get away from the non-negotiables, I've told you all before, men and women really aren't that different. Now they'll go through it slightly differently, but it'll be the same. If it was a man saying this, he probably was a giver and he probably gave the woman a lot of money. He probably bent over backwards financially. And then he'll be out here, let me tell you, y'all don't give to these women. I'm just letting you know, you make sure you get some of that booty, because these women, they'll just take all your money and they won't give you nothing. So it's kind of, and that's my point. It's like, you got to recognize that, what's really going on. Okay. But one of the things I did want to talk about a little bit, especially for the younger women that follow me, I'm all about you guys staying abstinent. I'm all about you guys staying abstinent. So I really want you to stay abstinent, right? But, and I know it's a Christian channel, but I got to be real. Sex for women can feel much better than it does for men. When I've talked to women who've had really great sex lives, great sex with their husbands, different things like that, where a man is caring, loving, he's trying to figure out what pleases the woman. And that's another reason why you want a giver, is because a giver is going to care about you even in the bedroom. And see, that's why she sounds like she was with a taker, because even in the bedroom, the man was getting fulfilled, but she wasn't getting fulfilled. Right? And so that's what you want. You want a man that's giving even in the bedroom. And so with women, when they're with that man that's giving in the bedroom, they're going to enjoy it. And it's going to be awesome. All right? It really is like the best drug that they can have. And like I say, every married woman that has had good sex that I've ever talked to has always said that. Okay? They've always said that sex is excellent. They'll talk about all the different things that they can kind of get, the heights. We ain't getting into the details. We're just talking about the heights and the feeling of it. And so I don't want women, that are virgins to be afraid. I don't want women out there that have never had good sex to believe that that's all it is. Okay. But at the same time, I do not encourage you, like I say, just to go out and have sex with anyone, right? I just don't encourage that. I encourage you to, like I said, because you can make all these soul ties, and that is going to hurt you from the connection that you can have later on, okay, once you get married. But I did just want to briefly talk, to this particular video. I do not agree with this woman. I just think she, again, did not pick poorly. If you're concerned about this whole concept of picking poorly, I just did a video on it. It didn't get as much love as I actually thought it would, which again is sad to me, because a lot of the videos that really have the answers many times don't get as much love because people really are so into controversy. But it really should be, where people really think about, okay, who you're picking, why are you picking them, and the solutions to picking really great people. Anyway, please like, please subscribe, and I'm going to see you all in the very next video.